assure you that we Urkels are a fine old family with a proud name.
Reginald VelJohnson's steady presence anchored a sitcom that was never supposed to bend reality.
Carl was my great-grandfather's name, and there's no way that I'm going to change it.
Your great-grandfather's name was Lester.
When Family Matters premiered on Family Matters in 1989, it looked like a simple Chicago family comedy, until Suspenders, Catchphrases, and Wild Inventions rewrote the script. Behind the laugh track were disappearing characters.
If you're stupid, all your friends and relatives will soon visit you in the trauma unit.
Backstage tensions, and storylines no one saw coming. So how did a warm TGIF favorite morph into one of television's strangest evolutions? Grab a seat as we uncover 28 weird facts you probably never knew. Number 28. The name that escaped the script. Steve Urkel wasn't meant to last. When Family Matters debuted in 1989, he was just a one-episode joke. A bad date with big glasses and bigger nerves.
Thanks, pal. If you ever need anything, you just say the word.
Thanks. Bring me a burger, buddy.
Sorry, this isn't my station.
Co-creator Michael Warren needed a quick name and borrowed one from a real friend. It felt harmless at the time, but the joke didn't fade. It grew. Soon, Urkel wasn't just part of the show. He was the show. While the Suspenders, Inventions, and Catchphrases took over prime time, the real-life inspiration behind the name faced a strange reality. Prank calls poured in. Credit cards were questioned. Introductions became long explanations. People assumed the name had to be fake. Meanwhile, the fictional Urkel became one of television's most unforgettable faces. And somewhere outside the spotlight lived a regular man who never built machines or asked famous questions.
The Urk pad. It's a teleportation device that are sent by microwave to another Urk pad where the molecules are instantaneously reassembled.
Yet still carried the weight of a character he never played. So how did Steve Urkel's fame quietly erase someone else from the spotlight? Stay with us to find out. Number 27. The Mystery of Judy Winslow. Imagine the Winslow household in Chicago, alive with the hum of family chaos. Carl is grumbling about work, Harriette's sharp wit cuts through the noise, and the kids, Eddie, Laura, and little Judy, navigate school, friendship, and sibling rivalry. Then, one day, Judy simply disappears. Not just from a scene, but from the entire show. Jamie Foxworth, who played the youngest Winslow from 1989 to 1993, vanished without explanation. No episodes addressed it, no goodbye lines. Later seasons even treated the family as if Judy never existed, retroactively rewriting her out of history. Behind the scenes, budget concerns collided with the meteoric rise of Steve Urkel, leaving Foxworth sidelined. Cast members reportedly didn't even notice at first. Fans were left stunned, staring at an empty bedroom and a family missing a child. This wasn't a gentle exit, it was a total sitcom memory wipe, a chilling reminder of how easily even a beloved character can be erased. Number 26. Urkel became the show. Steve Urkel wasn't meant to stay. In Season 1 of Family Matters, he appeared as Laura's worst date, awkward, nasal, and gone before the credits rolled. That was the plan.
I know you're eager to begin our life together. Well, Carl, call me old-fashioned, but before I marry Laura, I'd like to have your blessing.
But when the studio audience erupted with laughter, everything shifted. Jaleel White, only 12 at the time, suddenly found himself at the center of a storm no one predicted. By Season 2, the annoying neighbor was a regular. Not long after, the Winslow household in Chicago felt less like Carl's story and more like Urkel's universe. The Suspenders, the Catchphrase, the Inventions, they spilled beyond television. In the early 1990s, malls, toy stores, and school halls echoed with his name. Dolls talked, cereal boxes smiled, kids copied the dance. The family remained.
Steve Urkel dance? All you have to do is hitch up your pants, bend your knees, and stick out your pelvis. I'm telling you, baby, it's better than Elvis.
But the spotlight had moved. The neighbor didn't just visit, he quietly took over. Number 25. The Winslow House. The Winslow home in Chicago wasn't just a family house. It was a revolving door of relatives, guests, and one unforgettable neighbor. From the pilot, Estelle Winslow, Carl's sharp-tongued mother, moved in and never left, instantly bonding with Steve Urkel, while everyone else treated him like a disaster. Harriette's sister, Rachel, arrived with her baby Richie after her husband passed, sticking around for 4 seasons and even opening her own hangout, Rachel's Place, thanks in part to Urkel's chaotic mishaps. By season 6, Steve's parents vanished to Russia, leaving him behind, and after a short, disastrous stint living elsewhere, Carl reluctantly welcomed him into the household. Later, 3J, Urkel's little brother, joined from a foster program, adding fresh energy to the Winslow chaos. Between unplanned adoptions, accidental fires, and unexpected roommates, the house became less a home and more a stage for mayhem, proving that in family matters, no door stayed closed for long. So if no door ever stayed closed in the Winslow house, who was about to walk through next? Stay with us to find out. Number 24. Jaleel White, from near miss to cultural icon. Before suspenders and catchphrases, Jaleel White almost became a Huxtable. In 1984, during The Cosby Show's casting, he auditioned for the youngest child, a boy who would later be Rudy. After hours of marathon auditions, White felt confident, only for the role to go to Kesha Knight Pulliam when Bill Cosby wanted the family to mirror his own. Heartbroken at 12, White learned early that show business was unpredictable. Fast forward a few years, and a 1-episode guest spot on Family Matters in 1989 changed everything. Steve Urkel, meant as a minor character, exploded in popularity. 9 seasons, crossovers, merchandise, and endless "did I do that" moments followed. Missing the Huxtable house wasn't a setback. It was the twist of fate that made White the face of one of the most unforgettable sitcom phenomena of the 1990s. Number 23. Carl Winslow, the heart of Family Matters. Through 9 seasons, network changes, and a neighbor who seemed to take over the world, one thing never wavered on Family Matters: Carl Winslow. Reginald VelJohnson appeared in all 215 episodes, grounding a show that spun wildly from a grounded Chicago family sitcom into a full-blown Urkel-driven spectacle. Time machines, robots, cloning mishaps, none could shake him. Carl was the dad, the cop, the calm center, reacting like any of us would while chaos unfolded in his living room. He held the Winslow family together and gave the audience someone familiar to latch onto: the human heart amidst the absurdity. No matter how far the sitcom drifted into madness, Carl showed up every week. Same steady presence, same unwavering energy. The world changed, the show changed, but Carl Winslow was always home. Number 22. Harriette Winslow, from elevator to anchor. Step into late 80s Chicago, where Harriette Winslow's sharp wit and quick comebacks made her a fan favorite on Perfect Strangers. She caught the eye of producers who built Family Matters around her and her family, launching in 1989. Early on, Harriette's journey shifted. Fired as an elevator operator in episode 2, she was rehired as chief of security, a clever tie-in that explained her absence from the original show. Her grounded, no-nonsense energy anchored the Winslows, keeping the family relatable even as the series veered into Urkel-driven chaos. Yet, as suspenders, catchphrases, and wild inventions took over, Harriette's spotlight dimmed, a bittersweet echo of the sitcom's original plan. Built to lead, she remained the heart, quietly reminding audiences of the family story before a nerd in suspenders hijacked it. Number 21. Harriette Winslow's farewell. Harriette Winslow was the glue of Family Matters, the warm, witty, steady presence keeping the Winslows grounded through chaos. Played by Jo Marie Payton, she carried the show from its 1989 debut through its early seasons, balancing Carl, the kids, and a certain suspenders-wearing neighbor. By 1997, Payton was ready to move on, seeking creative freedom amid personal struggles, including a divorce. She left after season 8, with Judy Elder stepping in for the final 9 CBS episodes, a jarring shift for fans. Her departure wasn't just a cast change. It marked the moment the show drifted away from its original family-centered vision, letting Urkel's antics dominate even more. The Winslows' heart had stepped aside, leaving a bittersweet echo of the series' roots as it raced toward its finale. Number 20. The CBS Switch. For 8 seasons, Family Matters anchored ABC's TGIF lineup, a Friday night ritual for 90s kids. But in 1997, the show jumped to CBS, shocking fans and shaking its familiar rhythm. Behind the scenes, it was a $40 million deal, with CBS securing both Family Matters and Step by Step, promising $1.5 million per episode for seasons 9 and 10. Producers hoped for a fresh start away from Disney's growing grip on ABC, yet the move felt uneasy. Ratings dropped, the vibe shifted, and the Winslow family seemed out of place in their new network home. What once felt like a Chicago family in your living room became a show struggling to find its footing. The CBS era lasted just one season, a bittersweet epilogue to a sitcom that once defined 90s family television. So when Harriette Winslow stepped away, was Family Matters about to change forever? Stay with us to find out. Number 19. Steve Urkel alter ego. Steve Urkel wasn't just a nerd in suspenders. He was a shapeshifter. Jaleel White didn't stop at the clumsy neighbor. He brought to life multiple alter egos, from the smooth-talking Stefan Urkel, Laura's idealized dream, to Myrtle Urkel, Steve's eccentric female cousin, causing chaos for Eddie. Each persona blended physical comedy with surprising emotional depth, keeping the character fresh as the show leaned further into zany antics. White's range turned one sitcom role into a showcase of versatility, proving a single actor could carry an entire series through wit, charm, and sheer inventiveness. Audiences laughed, swooned, and cringed all at once, watching a nerd transform seamlessly into a heartthrob or a mischievous cousin, a testament to White's creative genius and the unpredictable magic that made Family Matters unforgettable. Number 18. Family Matters Final Season. By the late 90s, Family Matters was barely recognizable. After 8 seasons on ABC's TGIF lineup, the Winslows were quietly uprooted to CBS's Block Party for Season 9, a move that left fans uneasy. Then the unthinkable happened. Jo Marie Payton, the heart of the family as Harriette Winslow, exited mid-season. Judy Elder stepped in. Same name, different face, and the show never addressed the swap. Meanwhile, Steve Urkel's antics had fully hijacked the series, with time machines, clones, and wild inventions dominating storylines. Plans for a proper 10th season, with Urkel and Laura finally marrying, never materialized. Ratings fell, CBS pulled the plug, and the series closed with Steve floating on a NASA mission, artificial gravity tests in tow. The grounded Chicago family sitcom of 1989 had drifted so far from home that it ended with one nerd literally leaving Earth behind. Number 17. From elevator operator to sitcom empire. Before Family Matters ruled Friday nights, it was hiding in plain sight, inside an elevator on Perfect Strangers. Harriette Winslow, played by Jo Marie Payton, wasn't a lead. She was the sharp-tongued, scene-stealing elevator operator at the Chicago Chronicle. Audiences noticed, producers noticed, and suddenly a supporting role became the foundation for a new show. By 1989, ABC spun her story into Family Matters, cleverly weaving her promotion from buttons to badge into the plot. Carl Winslow, played by Reginald VelJohnson, appeared first on Perfect Strangers to anchor the family math. What started as a one-off character grew into 9 seasons of chaos, heart, and the unavoidable rise of one nerd in suspenders. From elevator floors to living rooms across America, a single side character became the backbone of a 90s sitcom empire. Number 16. Laura Winslow, from teen lead to chaos anchor. Before suspenders and catchphrases took over, Laura Winslow was the heart of Family Matters. In the early episodes, she was smart, confident, and the teen viewers related to, a girl navigating school, friendships, and family life. Eddie was the eldest. Judy had her quick lines, but Laura carried the emotional weight of the younger storylines. Then came Steve Urkel, and everything shifted. Kelly Williams's Laura became the anchor amid Urkel's chaos, the grounded, patient counterbalance to inventions, accidents, and relentless schemes. Her independence faded as the show pivoted to the long-running will they, won't they thread with Steve, spanning science experiments, personality swaps, and even alter egos like Stefan Urkel. By the final season, Laura matured into the most compassionate, emotionally aware, and often the only character reacting like a real person, losing the spotlight, but holding the show together while chaos reigned around her. So when Laura became the emotional center, was the show already expanding beyond her world? Keep watching. Number 15. The TGIF sitcom universe. Step into the Family Matters universe, and you quickly realize it stretched far beyond the Winslow's Chicago home. This was a world where sitcoms collided. Crossovers with Full House, Step by Step, and Boy Meets World created a shared TGIF landscape. In 1993, Steve Urkel famously helped Stephanie Tanner navigate life with glasses, a cameo that tied two shows together with heart. Other episodes cleverly blended plots, letting Family Matters jokes flow into step-by-step openings. These weren't just gimmicks. They built a Friday night ecosystem where families felt like neighbors and audiences felt at home. By connecting characters across series, Family Matters became part of a larger 90s cultural tapestry, making every laugh, lesson, and chaotic moment feel like a thread in a communal memory that millions carried long after the credits rolled. Number 14. When Family Matters went full sci-fi. The Winslow's Chicago home didn't just host family dinners anymore. It became a laboratory of chaos and invention. By the later seasons of Family Matters, Steve Urkel had evolved from awkward neighbor to full-blown genius.
Good night. Good night. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night.
Unveiling time machines, teleporters, and even cloning devices. One standout episode introduced Urkelbot, a robot moving with impossible fluidity. Not a stuntman, but Michael Chambers, aka Bugaloo Shrimp, the breakdancing legend behind Break-In and Break-In 2. Decades of popping, locking, and liquid animation were packed into a 3-hour foam suit, while a separate puppeteer animated every eyebrow and jaw. Meanwhile, Urkel's alter egos, Stefan Myrtle, kept the stories unpredictable. What started in 1989 as a grounded family sitcom had morphed into a sci-fi playground, blending slapstick, heart, and comic book inventions. It was wild, divisive, and utterly unforgettable, a show that risked everything to ride the tidal wave of Urkel mania. Number 13. Growing Up Urkel. Step onto the Family Matters set in the late 90s, and you'd see Jaleel White, barely a teen when he started, now a young man trying to stay eternally awkward. Steve Urkel couldn't grow, so White had to suppress himself. Daily shaves preserved a baby face, baggy khakis hid a maturing body, and his high-pitched voice strained as puberty progressed.
Steve, I'm saving the seat.
Oh, why how thoughtful.
Lifting weights was forbidden, gym workouts avoided, and any hint of masculinity risked breaking the illusion. By season 9, he was 22, still tripping over furniture as a high schooler. White later reflected that playing Urkel felt like freezing his life mid-growth, a mix of fame, stability, and endurance. Behind the suspenders and oversized glasses was a young actor bending reality, sacrificing comfort, and physically transforming to keep a beloved character timeless while the world watched him grow up in secret. Number 12. The Pilot's Forgotten Judy. September 26, 1989. Family Matters premiered, introducing the Winslows and their youngest spark, Judy.
And why don't you stick to chess? Yeah, it's more your game.
No, I've been practicing. Watch this.
But the face you remember wasn't there yet. Valerie Jones played Judy in the pilot, a brief, almost invisible presence before the producers decided to recast her with Jamie Foxworth. The show was still finding its footing, spinning off from Perfect Strangers, and early tweaks like this shaped its future. Jones vanished into obscurity, a ghost in sitcom history, while Foxworth would grow into the role, only to face her own dramatic exit years later. That first episode, often overlooked in reruns, serves as a rare reminder of how close Family Matters came to a different path and how even a fleeting casting choice can quietly rewrite television destiny. But if one casting choice almost changed everything, what other hidden stories shaped Family Matters? Let's find out. Number 11. Myra's Quiet Strength. Step into Season 4 of Family Matters, and you meet Myra Monkhouse, Steve Urkel's smart, devoted girlfriend, brought to life by Michelle Thomas. Her warmth and wit balanced Steve's chaos, offering a charm fans adored. Yet behind that bright smile was a private struggle. Thomas was quietly battling a rare stomach cancer while filming her scenes. She delivered every line, every laugh, masking exhaustion and pain with remarkable professionalism. Tragically, she passed away in 1998, just after the show concluded, at only 30. Her absence in later seasons left a void that fans felt immediately. Myra wasn't just a character. She was a testament to courage, joy, and dedication. Every moment on screen carries Thomas's legacy, reminding viewers how one performer quietly shaped a show while fighting the toughest battle off-camera. Number 10. Urkel's iconic ride. Steve Urkel didn't just walk into TV history. He rolled in, literally, in a tiny bubble car that stole every scene. The BMW Isetta, a 1960s European microcar with a single front door, was once a quirky curiosity known only to car enthusiasts. By the early 90s, it had become Urkel's signature, pulling up to the Winslow house like a character itself. Suspenders, oversized glasses, nasal voice.
My nifty supervisor's manual, and I'm prepared to hand out citations.
And that egg-shaped car turned a niche vehicle into a pop culture icon. Suddenly, the Isetta wasn't just a novelty, it was inseparable from a sitcom legend. Fans didn't see a BMW, they saw Urkel. Its fame jumped from screen to street, transforming the microcar into a collectible symbol of 90s TV nerdiness, proving that sometimes the smallest wheels leave the biggest imprint. Number 9. A timeless sitcom. When Family Matters wrapped in 1998, its story refused to end. Syndication kept the Winslows alive, from TBS to WGN and BET, bringing Chicago's quirks and Urkel's chaos into living rooms nationwide. By 2002, some stations dropped it, yet loyal outlets like Tampa's WTOG and New York's WPIX aired episodes well into 2005 and 2006. TBS ran double episodes in the afternoons from 1995 to 1999, later mornings until 2003, and brought the show back in 2020, proving its enduring charm. Nick at Night carried it from 2008 to 2012, even trimming tag scenes, yet fans kept watching. Family Matters wasn't just a 90s staple, it became a cultural time machine, with catchphrases, characters, and nerdy suspenders bridging generations and turning a Chicago family into a lasting pop culture phenomenon. Number 8. Family Matters goes to Disneyland. Picture the Winslows swapping their Chicago block for Disneyland's magic in a Season 6 episode that became a quintessential 90s sitcom adventure. Steve Urkel, of course, turned the park upside down. Roller coaster spills, cotton candy disasters, and chaos in every corner. Behind the cameras, the shoot was a feat, navigating permits, park logistics, and capturing Disneyland's sparkle while keeping the Winslow family's charm intact. Disney's ABC buyout made the stakes even higher, turning a simple sitcom set into a theme park extravaganza. This wasn't just a trip, it was Family Matters at its peak, balancing heart, humor, and pure spectacle. Fans remember the episode not for the plot alone, but for the way it captured a generation's nostalgia, proving that even in a world of Urkel mishaps, magic, and family, always came first. And if even Disneyland couldn't contain the chaos, what nearly changed the show's identity next? Keep watching. Number 7. The theme that almost wasn't. The warm, jazzy opening of Family Matters feels timeless now, but it almost didn't exist. When the show premiered on ABC in September 1989, the first 5 episodes borrowed "What a Wonderful World," soft, earnest, and oddly calm, like a gentle Sunday stroll through a Chicago family's life. It fit the Winslows' grounded world, but it didn't feel like a Friday night sitcom. Producers knew the show needed energy, a musical spark that could carry laughs across TGIF. By episode 6, they called in Jesse Frederick and Bennett Salve, who transformed the opening into As Days Go By, playful piano, swelling orchestral beats, and Frederick's voice backed by a chorus that suddenly made the Winslows feel alive, fun, and ready for chaos. What had almost been an afterthought became the sound of a generation's Friday nights. Number 6. The twist that saved Family Matters. It's 1989, and Family Matters teeters on the edge of cancellation. The Winslows are charming, but ratings wobble, and ABC's TGIF lineup seems ready to drop them. Then, mid-season, Steve Urkel bursts onto the screen. Jaleel White's awkward, high-pitched, suspenders-clad nerd instantly electrifies audiences, turning near disaster into a decade-long phenomenon. The show pivots around his chaos, inventions, and catchphrases, reshaping its tone and identity. Imagine if Urkel had never caught on. Harriette, Carl, and the kids might have vanished into TV history after just one season. That narrow escape wasn't just luck, it was a turning point. What began as a struggling family sitcom became a cultural juggernaut, forever remembered as the show where one nerdy neighbor transformed the Winslow's Chicago home into the heart of 90s television. Number 5. Carl Winslow's police work. Carl Winslow wasn't just a father or a police officer, he was the grounding heart of Family Matters. Reginald VelJohnson, already known from Die Hard, brought depth to the gruff yet lovable Chicago cop, balancing humor with the weight of real-world issues like gun control and police brutality. To capture authenticity, Johnson consulted with Chicago officers, making Carl more than a punchline. His badge symbolized duty, conflict, and moral complexity. Even as Steve Urkel's chaos dominated screens, Carl remained the emotional anchor, guiding the Winslows through family and community challenges. His performance left an imprint on 90s viewers, showing that sitcom dads could be both relatable and inspiring. Years later, Johnson's charm persisted, from Dancing with the Stars in 2024 to timeless reruns, proving Carl Winslow wasn't just a character, he was a cultural touchstone. Number 4. Beyond the Laugh Track. Family Matters wasn't just a sitcom, it was a mirror reflecting real life. While Urkel's chaos and Carl's dad jokes filled living rooms with laughter, the show quietly tackled serious issues like gun violence, racial profiling, and gang culture, giving rare visibility to a black middle-class family in the 90s. Episodes like Carl confronting police brutality pushed boundaries, daring a TGIF audience to pause the laugh track and face reality. Behind the scenes, writers juggled humor and gravity, weaving lessons into the chaos without losing entertainment. The Winslows became more than characters. They were conversation starters, shaping how families discussed race, responsibility, and morality. Even decades later, the show's 215 episodes continue to resonate, proving that beneath the laughs, Family Matters left a lasting imprint on culture, hearts, and Friday night memories. Number 3. Life after the Winslows. When Family Matters wrapped in 1998, the Winslows didn't just vanish, they scattered across Hollywood, carrying their legacy forward. Reginald VelJohnson returned in shows like That's So Raven, and even danced on Dancing with the Stars in 2024. Darius McCrary lent his voice to Transformers and The Young and the Restless, while Kelly Shannon Williams created programs helping kids make their own TV shows. Sean Harrison appeared in Moshe and Girlfriends, and Jaleel White, Forever Urkel, explored voice acting and writing, reflecting on the character that defined him. Each path revealed new talents and ambitions, proving that their time as the Winslows wasn't just a job, it was a launchpad. Even decades later, their work echoes across screens, charity initiatives, and creative projects, a testament to how one sitcom can shape careers for a lifetime. But after the Winslows left our screens, what made Family Matters impossible to forget? Stay tuned. Number 2. The show's lasting legacy. Step into any 90s memory, and you'll hear Steve Urkel's voice, the Winslow family's laughter, and the glow of Friday night TGIF. Running 215 episodes, Family Matters became the third longest-running U.S. sitcom with a predominantly black cast, behind only The Jeffersons and Tyler Perry's House of Pain. Beyond laughs, it tackled real issues: race, family struggles, and life's absurdities, blending heart with humor in a way few shows managed. Syndication on TBS, BET, and Nick at Night kept it alive for new generations, turning catchphrases and characters into cultural touchstones. What began as a spin-off from Perfect Strangers became a defining emblem of 90s television, a mirror reflecting a generation's joys, frustrations, and dreams, forever anchored in the shared experience of Friday nights spent with the Winslows. Number 1. The Accidental Genius of Urkel. Close your eyes and hear it. Did I do that? That unforgettable line wasn't planned. It was born from pure accident. When Steve Urkel first appeared in 1989, the writers knew he needed a signature reaction to the chaos he left behind, but nothing clicked. Early rehearsals tried everything. Excuse me, even the pop culture relic, I've fallen and I can't get up. None worked. Then, during a rehearsal, Jaleel White delivered a nasally, sheepish, perfect, "Did I do that?" and the audience erupted. Laughter exploded, notes were taken, and by the next episode, the line was cemented. White's delivery, guilty, innocent, awkwardly charming, turned a simple sentence into a cultural phenomenon. It became Urkel's identity, a shorthand for the show itself, plastered across lunchboxes, t-shirts, and playgrounds, proving sometimes the most iconic moments in TV history are the ones no one saw coming. So, what do you think was the wildest Family Matters moment that stuck with you? Urkel's inventions or Carl's lessons? We'd like to hear in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.